Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting episode of 7 Studio Ave. It's been quite a while, but we are ecstatic to be back. You know me, I'm Jeff. Joining me are a couple other hosts.
Hello, I'm Joey, the paleontologist.
What's up, guys? It's Jalen. I'm back again.
Hey guys, it's Brian, and I'm also back again.
So, in the time that we've been gone, some very exciting things have taken place. Mostly, San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, it's pretty big. I thought it was pretty good Comic-Con this year, though. I didn't see anything special from Hall H, aside from like Venom. But
Yeah.
That's true.
usually there's a lot of hype around that, but not much happened.
So, we got a ton of trailers to go over, and I think that we should rate each one of them on a yay or nay basis.
Okay, that sounds good to me. Is there like a middle ground we can have?
Meh.
Meh. Okay.
Alright,
So-
yeah, that's the middle ground.
Alright.
Yay, meh, nay.
So, first off, Titans.
Nay.
Nay.
Solid nay.
Garbage.
It seems like it seems like they're taking the exact opposite approach to what you should to Titans. It looks like they're trying to be dark and gritty, and it's just, so bad.
I completely agree.
It goes from Teen Titans Go, the original Teen Titans, and now we have edgy Teen Titans.
And the other thing is, Teen Titans, I would be okay if all of them were young adults, like in their 20s, but there's a very wide range. Now, I don't know what the characters are playing.
Robin,
I don't know what the characters
the boy
are playing.
Wonder, is a
Grown
28-year-old
ass-
man.
Yeah,
The man wonder.
Beast Boy is 22. Starfire is 30.
30.
And Raven apparently is 14. Like, the actress is 14. Now, I don't know what ages they're playing in the show, but that's odd because there's hints towards a romance between Raven and Robin, right?
That's just...
and
illegal.
it's a 14-year-old actor playing her, so that's kind of weird.
Maybe this is why the show is just called Titans and not
Yeah.
Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But still, it's just...
One is barely a teen, and the other are
a
past their
man.
teenage years, yeah.
Robin's costume looks pretty good.
Robin's
He
costume.
does, he does, yeah.
That's about
All
the only
that you can
costume.
say.
Yeah.
Frick Batman.
It's just...
Everyone saw that and they thought, that's Jason Todd, not Dick Grayson.
Yeah, I don't.
He broke the neck of someone. Like,
Yeah.
that was brutal.
Ben Affleck Batman would be proud.
Also, I feel like they should have added one other character and replace Cyborg. Like maybe Tara. Do you guys remember Tara?
Oh yeah,
I
Tara.
mean, we are also getting Hawk and Dove.
That's true.
Who are
So-
they? I actually don't know who they are.
One's like a guy in a red bird suit, and the other's like a girl in like a blue bird suit. I don't know too much about them, but they're like exact opposites. So
Oh.
like,
I just want to mention something right now that you guys can't see right now, but Jeffrey is actually hooked up to a monitor, and we are monitoring his heart rate and his breathing during this podcast.
we're gonna see how hype I am for some of these films.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
but
We'll judge if he's lying for his yays or nays.
But so yeah, Titans, solid nay.
Solid nay.
definite nay.
Nay, 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 3 times nay.
One of the other ones that we saw was Young Justice season 3.
That was
Oh, that was
that was
beautiful.
pretty good. That was pretty yay.
That was good. That was
yay.
good.
Yay.
Got a lot
What
of
I
good
like
information
is that
there.
the first few minutes of the trailer are like a recap.
Yeah.
So like we see Wally and Artemis and
Yeah.
spoiler alert, Kid Flash turning into just
Dust.
dust. But so it looks like this new
I like the
season,
look of what's Barry Allen's grandson's name again?
Bart Allen.
Yeah,
I think
Bart.
it's Impulse.
Yeah,
his
Impulse.
outfit looks great.
We see
His
some new
outfit looks
costume
awesome.
designs.
Yeah.
At one point we see Superboy fighting Lobo.
Oh yeah, I saw
Pretty
that.
good.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in there. There's a lot of characters involved.
Yeah.
Yes.
We also, for a brief moment, see Orion of the New Gods.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah, we did. That was
Yeah.
that was pretty cool.
The creators have said that this will pick up where the last one left off, with Vandal Savage traveling to Apocalypse to meet his ally Darkseid, who's of course.
I forget,
that's
what does
great.
Tim Drake look like in that trailer? Is
Tim
he
Drake?
is he in there?
I'm not
He
sure
should
if he
be.
is.
I feel like he should be. I don't know if he was.
He is in
I
the
forget.
show,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that.
I don't remember him in
and
the trailer.
Jason Todd is dead. at
Yeah.
that point.
Actually.
Yeah. That'd be cool if he came back in Young Justice.
Yeah.
That would be nice. See, I think I think the creators of Titan should definitely take a note on what like Young Justice is doing, because
Yeah,
you can have
'cause they still
a
have
decent
serious,
and mature
like,
show.
Yeah, but without being like over the top.
Yeah.
So, I really enjoyed the first 2 seasons of Young Justice.
Me too.
Oh yeah.
Devastated when there wasn't a third.
Yeah. The directors, they said that you should definitely binge the first 2 seasons before watching the third.
Mhm.
I don't know why specifically, but I might as well. So
I'm assuming that all of it is probably just gonna link together, because if they say binge watch it, then you probably should.
So Young Justice trailer, solid yay.
Solid
Yay.
yay.
Yeah.
Another thing that is a huge yay. The Clone Wars
Wars.
coming back.
big yay,
Ah.
big yay.
Yeah.
That
Disney is redeeming itself after putting
was,
Clone Wars
they
in the
were the ones
grave.
that canceled in the first place.
That's what I'm saying.
So-
They're redeeming themselves for putting it in the
Yeah.
grave originally.
So the trailer starts as just like shots of their helmets, and we hear quotes from some of the greatest clone troopers of all time, like Rex and Heavy and
yeah,
Prize,
I love how they show the evolution of their
the
their helmets. Yeah, that was really cool.
And so like you think, oh, this is just like a nice little tribute since the 10-year anniversary of Clone Wars. And then in like the classic Star Wars blue text, it's like a war left unfinished until now. And
Yeah.
I'm not someone who goes, man, I sure wish I was at Comic-Con for that moment. Because like if it's a trailer, I'd much rather watch that in my own house than surrounded by like hundreds of other people. But I would have absolutely loved to be in Hall H. Was it in Hall H?
I don't know. to be
I would have
honest.
loved to be in the room
Yeah, just feel that energy.
yeah. for when it comes with a War Left Unfinished until now. I feel like that would have been
People
something.
going crazy, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was very happy to see this. It's cool to see the new designs for the characters, or not necessarily new, but new for Clone Wars. We get to see Ahsoka again. I mean, the stories they're going to tell, for the most part, aside from a little bit of added stuff, a lot of people already know. There was some unfinished footage that wasn't fully animated that's leaked before that many Star Wars fans have watched, and now it'll be fully animated, which is nice.
It's like the very rough animations.
Yeah.
All their movements are blocky, and
Yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi looks freaky without ever
Yeah.
blinking.
The one I specifically saw was how Boba Fett gets the mark on his helmet. I thought that was pretty cool.
So yeah, I think we will see those arcs completed, because it's going to be 12 episodes premiering on the new Disney streaming service.
Yeah.
So-
Disney's. I'm gonna have to order, at least get a free trial if they have it for Disney's new service, because they've got a nice lineup going right now.
Yeah.
So
It's supposed to be all the Star Wars movies coming back.
yeah, and what about some Marvel stuff probably going on there too?
Yeah, I think that's where. If it's going to be all the Star Wars and all the Marvel movies, that alone sort of makes
Yeah,
it.
that alone. I think they may have some other cool stuff coming out for it too.
Yeah.
So should be cool.
Solid, definite, absolute yay.
Also,
Yay.
wasn't the music for it used in one of the trailers, like Force Awakens, maybe, or
I don't know.
the music was very familiar that they used. It was. I feel like it was used in another trailer as well.
I think so, but it was the classic Star Wars theme of like,
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it was used for the Force Awakens trailer.
Yeah.
So that
it's
was
the
just
Force Awakens
Oh,
thing.
it's just great. All right, you guys want to talk about Glass?
yay,
Glass.
big yay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a yay. That looks really good.
I think this is actually probably my favorite trailer of Comic-Con. I wasn't expecting to be that hyped about it, but after I've seen Split, I've not seen Unbreakable, and now I'm going to go back and watch Unbreakable because that trailer looked amazing.
I haven't seen either of them the whole way through. I've seen parts of each, but this made me want to go back and rewatch them, especially Unbreakable, because I've always heard a lot of people say like it was a great superhero movie, just not the conventional superhero movie.
Oh yeah, I've seen Unbreakable. It's I would recommend it for you guys if you really wanted to watch it. It's a pretty decent movie. It's not like, you know, the glorified type of superhero
Right.
movie like you would see like Superman or something. And it's like he's a really low key hero, and that's you know, something that someone would see like every other day, not like Superman where you would see him once in your life.
So the trailer opens up with the psychiatrist talking about how she specializes in people who think they're superheroes,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Or
feel like
superhumans, at least.
Yeah.
people who feel like they have superhuman abilities.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's something that could exist in our world, like a psychiatrist. Like,
yeah, I could see that as well.
The
Yeah.
heavy emphasis on superheroes that our culture and like pop culture puts on them, there are definitely people out there who would think they are superheroes.
Yeah, I could see that too.
So we see, what's his name, Elijah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson's character.
Mm-hmm.
We
Mr.
see
Glass.
David Dunn,
Mr. Glass.
and we see Kevin, also known as the Horde, which is James McAvoy's character.
We also see the girl that
Anya Taylor-Joy's character.
yeah, that would-
Yeah.
And man, James McAvoy got ripped for this role. Have you seen the one
Oh.
poster? It's like
yeah.
Professor X, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Professor X took some steroids.
Oh. So yeah, it looks like Mr. Glass will have superhuman intelligence. That seems to be what the trailer is implying at. And I love that line where he's like, "That sounds like the bad guys teaming up."
Yeah.
It seems like it'll almost be sort of self-aware among the human, the superhero genre.
Yeah, I can see that as well.
Like it'll subvert some of the tropes we've come to expect.
I think it's impressive that it looks that good, considering it's not doesn't have the hype around it being Marvel or DC. Because I feel like in the beginning, at least, or even now, a lot of the times that Marvel and DC gets attention is because they're using characters that already have a name for themselves. But these characters have only had one movie each.
They're all original characters.
Yeah, and they're original. So the
DC
fact
and Marvel's
that
a
they're doing
label
this,
too, so people
Yeah.
see DC and they see Marvel and they're like, regardless of how terrible the movie looks, they're gonna see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so far, no shared universe has been able to beat the MCU. Not the Dark Universe from what was it? Warner Bros. Did
Warner
that,
Brothers.
and
They tried to
they really tried
launch
too
that,
hard.
3
Yeah,
times.
and DCEU has not beaten MCU yet. So this may have. I mean, it definitely can't beat the MCU now, but in the future, if they kept making movies of quality, you never know. It could get really popular.
Yeah, because it is doing something different. This isn't the kind of movie that's going to end in a big CGI battle where
That's
they're being
true. That's true.
thrown
Yeah.
through buildings.
Half of them die,
That's true.
you know.
But I mean, even then, like, DC does take like a more realistic view at the glorification of superheroes.
You think so? Really?
Yeah. I mean, if you look at like Batman versus Superman, Batman was just really upset that Superman was doing all the damage and not really repaying it
Yeah,
and stuff
that's
like
true.
that. And then we look at Marvel, where there was only one instance, and I think
It took
Civil War.
It took several movies for them to make that
to
point.
actually realize that they're destroying stuff around them and not like actually helping
Being
people
held
and, like-
accountable.
yeah,
No,
exactly.
they were helping people. They just weren't being held accountable for the people that got hurt.
Well, I
so.
mean, yeah.
Right.
So I think DC did a good job with that, but
So yay.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Yay, big yeah.
Another yay, Aquaman.
That's
pretty good.
Aquaman.
actually a meh for me.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
I just thought there was a lot going on in the trailer, and I think overall it looks like a fun movie, but I don't know if it's going to be amazing. It could easily be bad. Back when Batman vs. Superman came out, I thought that was one of the coolest, best trailers I'd seen in a while, and I was really
Yeah.
hyped for it. And we all know how that turned out. So.
I don't think you can expect too much from DC, at least like right now. Maybe in a couple of years, I think it'll be somewhere close to where Marvel is at now. But as of right now, Marvel's blowing it out of the water.
Well, I think what DC has shown us is that when they put faith in good directors, they can get a good movie. Like with Wonder Woman, Patty Jenkins did a great job
yeah,
because she
definitely.
had
Yeah.
more creative control.
Yeah, I believe in that.
Zack Snyder had a lot of creative control, but his
No.
vision wasn't the best.
Right.
Speaking of that, there's been a lot of issues with the directors changing for the Flash standalone movie, but I heard recently, I don't know if it's true or not, but I saw online that they will begin production soon. So that's good to
Oh,
hear.
good.
They get to be beginning production without a director.
Yeah. You guys think Aquaman is going to be better than Wonder Woman?
No. By far, no.
It could be.
No,
I don't think it will.
definitely not.
I think Jason Momoa is like a very charismatic and good actor, so I think he could definitely like.
I think
push
it's
it up.
tough because it's not as grounded as Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman had
Yeah.
a real conflict, and Aquaman is taking place in Atlantis, and
Yeah.
it's. I think it can be a very fun movie to watch. I don't know if it's going to be. It's tough when you have very fantastical things like that to create a movie with a really strong message, and it's sometimes tough. People can do it and have done it before, but it can be tough.
a lot of people are pointing out a lot of DC probably haters just like, so it's Black Panther but underwater?
Because
Like-
of the undersea
Yeah.
high tech.
Hidden secret society,
Yeah.
brother,
that's
like
stupid.
relatives fighting.
That's pretty
over
dumb.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Like, okay, there's similarities. There's similarities in every movie.
That's true.
Like
Yeah.
the idea of siblings battle or relatives battling over the throne. You could argue that came from The Lion King, or before
That's
that,
true.
Shakespeare.
Yep.
Honestly,
That's
Yeah.
facts.
Good
Everything's
point. Good point.
Everything's inspired by everything else. So,
Yeah.
like, yes, there are similarities. Does that mean that it's ripping it off?
No.
Does it mean that Aquaman's going to be a bad movie? No.
Possibly.
My theory for the movie is that originally you're gonna feel that the antagonist sort of is Aquaman's half brother, and because they're both trying to get the throne. But I believe in the end they're gonna join forces to fight against Black Manta, who, by the way, looks incredible.
Oh, he
Yeah,
looks
Black Manta
amazing.
looks really,
Comic
really good.
accurate. It's a ridiculous helmet, but it looks good.
It is a
The
ridiculous
lasers
helmet.
look awesome.
It's still threatening.
I just like the black red
Oh yeah.
I just like
looks
how
really
it looks.
nice.
It just looks really cool.
Mm.
The coloring in the movie looks awesome. Like
Yeah.
overall, really nice
Mhm.
colors. So,
Amber
yeah.
Heard's wig looks a little unrealistic.
Yeah.
It'd be great for a live action Little Mermaid movie.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Alright, what's next?
Yeah. Aquaman, big yay. Well,
That's
meh.
Meh. Meh and a
I
yay.
think it looks yay,
Yay for me.
Yeah, yay for me too. Because I really want to see DC.
I'm
I mean-
very curious to see how they'll do like the underwater action scenes. That's
Oh
what I'm
yes,
excited for.
that's interesting.
Very big yay for me. The Shazam trailer.
Shazam
Oh
looks
yes,
really good.
he is one of my.
This is
all-time
actually
favorites.
a little yay for me, to be honest. I think it's a yay, but it's only a small one.
So it looks like they're going to be ripping a lot of stuff right from the new 52.
Oh
version.
yes, oh yes,
Even-
that outfit.
At one point, we see like a truck like falling in front of bullies. That's
Mhm.
something directly from the new 52 run.
Mm-hmm.
And what I like is the trailer does a great job of explaining the idea to someone who's never heard of Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't heard, which you probably have if you're listening to the podcast, but Billy Batson, he's an orphan kid, finds a wizard underground, and he gets magical powers.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a shot in the trailer that I absolutely love that explains the entire premise. It's where he says, Shazam, lightning comes down, and he's big. And
Yeah.
I really like that shot. I also really like Zachary Levi as Shazam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very believable as a kid in a superhero
Mhm.
adult body.
That doesn't really know what he's doing
Yeah,
until he
totally
picks it up
agree.
a little bit more.
And just the general excitement of suddenly having superpowers is very
Mhm.
Yeah.
believable.
I have a few things to say about the trailer and how the movie looks. I would say Brian a second ago mentioned something about the suit, and I think it's probably my favorite suit of the DCEU so far. It looks really nice. And I think it's good because it looks like a very grounded story in terms of the relationship between Billy and his foster brother. So I think I have more hope for this movie than any of the other DCEU movies coming out soon. I think it'd be really good. I was wondering, I mean, I wonder the extent to his power that they're going to give him.
Oh,
you know?
that's
'Cause you
true,
see him
because
testing it out
he's-
in the
I
trailer.
think it'll be it'll grow as he gains more confidence.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
as well.
Because in the beginning we see like he tries to fly but really can't.
Yeah.
And then he says "ow." He
Yeah.
really shouldn't say "ow."
I was
until
thinking
he-
the same thing.
Like
I was
if he's bulletproof.
why is he saying "ow"? If
So I
he
think,
barely
like-
he wasn't that high. Like
Because it's magic and stuff, I think it'll be based on like how much he like believes in himself or something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that there's a lot of themes in the New 52 run where it's about Billy Batson, unlike Shazam's original origin story,
Yeah.
where the wizard chose him because Billy Batson, he's this kid, he's pure of heart. In the New 52, he's a bit cynical. Like, he's been through the foster care system, he's a bit jaded with the entire world, but the wizard chooses him because he has the potential to be, like, pure of heart and good and do incredible things. So I think a big part of the film, like a major arc, will be him sort of realizing that the power was inside him all along. Which sounds really cliche.
But if you add, I mean, I think you can take a cliche story and then add small nuances to make it really special.
That's right.
So
We also see at one point Mark Strong's Dr. Savannah,
yeah,
which I'm very curious to see how they'll do his origin, because in the New 52, Savannah's like a secondary antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
He's an archaeologist trying to find magic, and he comes across the tomb of Black Adam,
Oh, great.
Mhm.
and that's where he gets the magic eye.
Mm-hmm.
So, they've said that Black Adam won't appear in this movie, but I wouldn't be surprised if he turned up in like a post-credit scene or something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That would be
they
cool.
say
That'd be
he's,
nice.
he's played by Dwayne Johnson.
Rock.
Yep,
yeah,
The
and he's
Rock.
gonna show up in Suicide Squad 2. So
I thought that was a rumor.
Mhm.
I thought he was.
I'm pretty sure that's a rumor.
Wow.
I would love it if that was true. It's like the rumor is that Suicide Squad 2 will be about them retrieving weapon of mass destruction, and then it would be later revealed that that weapon of mass destruction is Black Adam, which I think would be great, but I'm pretty sure it's just a rumor.
Yeah.
Alright, that's true.
There's also rumors of them developing a Black Adam standalone movie.
Oh, let's not.
If it were any other
No.
actor besides The Rock,
No.
I couldn't
No.
see it.
I don't see him as a. I mean, I don't know a lot about him as a villain, but I don't see him as the villain that would need a backstory. I feel like there's other DC villains that could.
I feel like Lex Luthor could pull that, or like somebody like
Yeah,
Lex
Lex Luthor
Luthor
could
That
definitely
could
pull
happen.
Not this
Yeah.
version of Lex Luthor.
Well,
though.
Not
well,
this
definitely, yeah.
Ooh,
But
wow, no. Superman.
The only part of the Shazam trailer that I think was sadly accurate but made me cringe was when he did the floss dance. I was like, oh, that did not need to be put in there.
That's a kid. That would be.
Please,
That's what
why?
kids do.
but yeah.
I feel like they're gonna have them playing Fortnite in the movie. I swear.
Oh, please don't.
Please stop. No, I can't do it anymore.
I do like the general tone though. That it looks like it's gonna be fun. They
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
described it as big meets Superman,
Mm.
which I'm excited to see.
I feel like
That's
if I feel like if they do it right, they could get some tears from some people.
Yeah.
If they do it right, they make the relationship that endearing between the two, and then maybe one have to sacrifice something. I feel like that could really.
Oh yeah.
That could be a tearjerker right there.
Mm-hmm. All right. Before our next topic, I just want to let the newcomers know that you can follow us on Twitter at 7StudioAv, on our website, 7studioav.weebly.com. Make sure to subscribe to our mailing list, which is on the website, and follow us on Instagram, 7StudioAv. We also have a Patreon set up, too.
Yeah, we would love to hear some of your guys' opinions. So, whether it be over the website or a comment on our Instagram, tell us what you thought of some of these trailers.
We love interacting with fellow nerds.
Also, we may do another Versus episode sometime soon. So submit some ideas for who you'd like to see fight against each other.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next trailer.
What, we got the Venom trailer?
No, actually,
No.
before that.
Joey, do you
Your
want to cover this
favorite.
one?
Oh yeah. Well, I saw the. I was riding home and I saw the King of the Monsters, Godzilla King of the Monsters trailer, and I almost jumped out of the car. It looked so good.
Don't you drive?
I think no, I was not driving at that point, but I thought it looked. I've seen every Godzilla movie at least 3 times, and this looked so good. You're bringing back monsters like Mothra, Fire Rodan, King Ghidorah. It looks so good.
Yeah, I thought it looked really good too.
Yeah.
This is a big yay for me as
Mhm.
well. And I'm not a
excited
huge
for it.
Godzilla fan, but I thought this looks really cool. Yeah, and something that was interesting is our friend who's also on the podcast, Sam, mentioned something to me that I was thinking as well while watching it. He said to me one day, I'm trying to figure out if Millie Bobby Brown can do any type of expression other than the 2 that she does in,
Oh, yeah.
in, the,
Yeah.
in the trailer. One is like just kind of blankly staring in awe at something and like maybe tilting her head to the side a little bit. And the other is just like complete despair and just like freaking out and like
Yeah.
with her hands on her head kind of freaking out. And
I mean, she is a kid, so.
yeah, she
Yeah,
is
that's
young.
true.
She is young. No, I think she's a great actor, but it's just funny to see a very similar vibe to the character she plays in Stranger Things 11.
The thing I'm hoping that they don't do is I hope they're not constantly obscured by like smoke and building and stuff.
yeah, 'cause
Because
that's
that was
what
a big
some do.
problem with the 2014 Godzilla, in my opinion. Is
Mhm.
that whenever
Yeah.
something exciting with the monsters was about to happen, they cut away to a bad angle. Or like
Mhm.
someone pointed out there's like 15 minutes of Godzilla screen time in that movie.
Yeah.
Mm.
I want there to be an equal amount for every monster in this movie. I don't know if they're gonna do the whole Mothra thing that they do in every movie where they explain to the people that are confused about the ruins, like, oh, this is Mothra, this was the protector of Earth one day. I hope they just get straight to the point, like, we want to see screen time with the monsters and
Did you
stuff
see
like that.
the stuff they had on the Monarch's website about the monsters?
Yeah, they give out information and like with their height and stuff like that.
Yeah, I have a
their
feeling
wingspan.
that Ghidorah is going to be the villain.
Well, Ghidorah's the villain in every movie. The thing is, I was wondering is if Rodan, which is the pterodactyl, if he's going to be a villain or not, because back when I used to play old video games, he was an Earth defender, but in most of the movies, he's one of the villains to Godzilla. So I'm trying to figure out what they're going to do with him.
It's interesting to see the human antagonist. I believe it's the woman we see in the movie. She seems to believe that by releasing all of these monsters that it's like what needs to be done, and as if like the human race needs to become extinct. And she seems like she's doing a pretty good job in the
Very
trailer.
Thanos-esque mindset.
I have to imagine the movie is going to end in a crazy way because we already see a ton of destruction. Like the Earth just looks completely destroyed by the end. The fight. Imagine if we see a battle royale between all of them at once.
Oh, that
Yeah.
would be nice.
That would be insane. That's a lot of CGI, but that would be
Yeah.
insane.
We also see at one point a character played by Charles Dance. He says, like, "Long live the king."
Yeah.
And I saw a theory that he is playing an older version of Tom Hiddleston's character from Kong Skull Island.
That would be cool.
It'd be very interesting to see.
I just want to know how they're
Wait, is
gonna.
Kong in the movie?
I don't
No.
believe so.
Oh.
I just want to see like how they're gonna pair King Kong up with Godzilla in the further movies.
Yeah.
Because-
well, they say in Kong Skull Island, oh, Kong's young, he's still growing.
Yeah,
But he has to grow another, like...
200 meters
Yeah.
or something like that. I don't
Either
remember.
200 meters or 200 feet. It's 200
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
200.
but
He
like
can't be as big as the island by the time he's done.
But so, also, Ghidorah is the biggest of them all, according to Monarch.
yeah, he's the tallest. Mothra has the biggest wingspan over like it was insane. It was like 700 meters.
Oh, no.
Who came out of the volcano?
That was
Rodan.
Rodan. That shot was insane.
That was like probably my favorite shot of the
Yeah,
whole trailer.
that was awesome.
Really cool.
I hope it gives, like, a good, like, metric of the scale.
Oh yeah.
Because that's one thing that Gareth Edwards in 2014 Godzilla did well, is, like, sometimes you see them from, like, the ground up,
Yeah.
and they're just these, like, towering masses.
Yeah.
It's very good to show that.
hmm And I don't know if I hope they're planning another movie after this and they're bringing back more monsters, but I'm really hoping at the end of the movie everything's not dead and they can keep continuing these.
Yeah, they go off into
Godzilla
space
movies.
and then come back as like mega versions of themselves.
Oh, that would be nice.
Godzilla's atomic breath looks even more epic than it did in
Mhm.
2014 Godzilla.
Oh, yes.
Mhm. And like I'm hoping that all the other monsters have their signature. Well, we see the lightning from Ghidorah in the movie. That's his signature ranged attack, I guess you could call it. But I want to see the laser come from Rodan's like beak, and I want to see the
I think he might, like, shoot lava or something.
Yeah, and I wanna-
If I had to guess, that's what it'd be.
and I also want to see like the lasers come from Mothra's antennas, like they did in the movie.
You can just hear the Japanese influence. Like it sounds like an anime we're talking about right now.
hmm
Oh, we also see the return of Ken Watanabe from the
Oh yeah,
original.
from the one that wanted to let them fight.
Let them fight.
He was saying what we were all thinking.
And it looks like in this movie there's gonna be like a good bit of
Mhm.
letting them fight.
hmm And the humans are working with Godzilla too. I think in the shot where he was roaring at the end, you see planes fly past him. I hope they're working together to defeat Ghidorah. So yeah,
All right, next
really,
trailer.
really excited.
Next trailer, Venom.
Yikes.
Oh boy.
Oh, man, we got a new Venom trailer.
This was one that was shown at Comic-Con, but they didn't release it until like a week later.
hmm
So
We finally got some answers about certain things. There was a lot of rumors that Carnage would be the villain, and until they confirmed it wasn't. What's the name of the villain again?
Riot, and I have a
Riot.
bit of a rant about it.
And we also, everyone's wondering, okay, if Spider-Man is not part of this Venom, then what's going to be on his chest? Is he going to have a spider symbol or not? No, he just has these weird white veins
I
instead.
totally called it.
Yeah.
If you go back and listen to the episode where we were talking about the first Venom trailer, I said, oh, he's probably just going to have like a mess of white veins or something vaguely in the shape of a spider. And he does have white veins.
Just
like,
not
on
in
his
the
chest.
shape of a spider.
Well, yeah, but still.
But
I'm more right than you are.
I
Why?
hate Sony so much for like.
Why
just
Sony?
give the rights
Yeah,
to.
they ruined like
Please.
one of my favorite villains.
Yeah. I also still not sold on Eddie Brock's voice.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
good
sorry,
Lord.
Miss Chen. I have a parasite. Have a nice night.
oh God.
What accent is he even doing?
What is the one line
Depressed.
he's threatening the guy in the store?
Oh,
Right?
so he's
yeah,
like,
it's like a turd in the wind.
Turd in the
I can't
wind.
do the Venom voice.
Don't do it. Just say
He's
the line.
like, first we will eat your arms, and then we will eat your legs, and then we will eat your face right off your head, and then you will be this armless, legless thing, won't you? Like a turd in the wind.
What?
So dumb.
What is wrong with
That just-
Sony?
That
That's
makes
like-
Venom look
You
stupid.
want to cringe, but you're not quite there. You're like in the middle, and you just don't know what to do with yourself.
Earlier
when
in the
you hear
trailer, there's a line where he's like, eyes, lungs, pancreas, so many snacks, so little time. That's a pretty threatening line because then
Yeah.
he like licks the guy.
That's pretty
That's
good, yeah.
threatening.
Yeah.
And that's also taken directly from the comics. No idea where the turd in the wind line comes
Yeah.
from.
that. Yeah, what? Who wrote that? That sounds like a 12-year-old wrote that.
Come on, Sony.
Oh. And also, so as you were saying earlier, it looks like the main villain is going to be Riot, another big
Rant.
dark symbiote.
It's gonna
Yeah.
look terrible. They're fighting in the nighttime too.
Yeah, there's a
Oh my
shot
God. Horrible.
where they're fighting, and it's just this awful mess
Yeah.
of CGI.
Goop and
When Riot first shows up in the trailer,
He
I'm
doesn't
like,
even seem like a interesting villain at all either. He's just your typical. I'm a scientist trying to push the limits of human boundaries.
we
and
can
I had to
make a new
rewatch it.
species.
Yeah, 'cause you couldn't
I
see
didn't
it.
and there's
understand.
other
Yeah.
Was he
there's other
fighting?
there's other I forget, is it symbiote or symbiotes, right?
Symbiotes.
Yeah.
Other symbiotes in the movie too, right?
Symbiote.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like we see yellow and brown in a canister, which is probably Scream,
Mhm.
another
Yeah.
symbiote. But yeah, the reason that Carnage works well as a villain to
because
Venom.
he's red.
Yeah, he's bright
Yeah.
red. You can tell the difference. Also,
Exactly.
Venom is often depicted as very bulky, where Carnage is more kind of
He's
like
like lean.
wiry, and he's
Yeah.
got more tendrily things.
Yeah.
But they're just both gonna be big, dark, hulking
Also,
masses.
Carnage is the person who
Cletus Cassidy.
Cletus Cassidy is a serial killer. You could see maybe a story where Cletus kills someone close to Eddie Brock, and then that makes sense that even though Eddie Brock's not a hero, he would still go after him.
Right, but Carnage, you can tell the difference between him and Venom. It's easy to see. Riot, in this trailer, is almost indistinguishable.
Yeah.
He is a slightly different shade of dark. He's like
In
Venom
the
is
nighttime,
like a
outside.
blackish blue. Riot is a slightly different shade of gray. And so,
But he can make weapons with his hands.
oh, that's cool.
Carnage can do the same thing. Carnage can wield an axe from and throw it, and it'll detach from his body and it'll
Yeah.
still work.
Yeah.
So
so
this,
cool.
this
Why?
also makes the first trailer look worse by comparison. Because in the first, a lot of the stuff we see in this trailer is just stuff with from the first trailer with the CGI tendrils thrown in. Because in the first trailer we see Eddie Brock driving his motorcycle and cars flipping behind him. And this one, it's him riding his motorcycle, and the tendrils are flipping cars behind him. In the first trailer we see all those desks and stuff flying out of the way, and this one we see the reason behind it, which is Riot and his axes.
Yeah.
So it's just like, what was that first trailer?
I have no idea.
So much of this is just
Trash.
wrong.
The first trailer, I watched it and I was the ending. I was like, wow, I was kind of hyped because when he said we are Venom, I watched through the whole trailer and then at the end I was like, I'm kind of hyped for this movie. I want to be hyped for this movie. But then I saw this one and I was like, oh come on, why?
Yeah, it's just gonna be your classic big CGI fight, and not even a good one at the end because it's gonna be in the nighttime with two dark characters, and Sony just needs to please just stop making these
Give the
movies.
rights to.
But hey, what about that Black Cat and Silver Sable movie that we're getting?
No. they're not going to get that because they're going to make no money off of Venom.
Exactly.
The sad thing is they're actually marketing it well, so they might get a decent amount of money. But it's going to get terrible reviews. I'm calling it now. It's going to get like a 60 or 70 something on Rotten Tomatoes.
Which is a shame, because I like the idea of Tom Hardy as Venom, but his Eddie Brock is just not right. And, like, Tom Hardy is a good actor.
He is.
Everyone thought he should be Wolverine in the MCU.
That's debatable,
I don't
though.
know. But it's definitely hard, because, like, it's hard to see anyone else as Wolverine.
Besides Hugh Jackman, yeah.
They should just make it. Is it called X-23 instead of Wolverine?
Yeah.
They should have. That would have been nice.
They shouldn't even have Wolverine in the MCU. They should just go with X-23. Add some more female characters. Just.
Yeah. Well, that'll be a big discussion pretty soon, because there was some more news about the Disney-Fox merger going through.
Oh, I
It
hope this
looks
gets
like
through.
it's going to happen.
I hope it gets through because I want another Fantastic Four movie.
All
A
right.
decent one.
I'm
at
going to
least.
channel the spirit of Logan, who unfortunately could not be with us. If he were here, he'd probably say something about, you think this is good, but it's bad because it's just going to have a giant monopoly over entertainment and stuff, which I agree with to a degree. But at the same time, Fantastic Four and Marvel.
I think it'd be better if like something like I just want Disney to have the rights to all the Marvel characters, but I wouldn't care like taking if the better scenario is that they don't have a monopoly also over Lucasfilms and Pixar, which is like the
Right.
some of the
that's
three
true.
monsters.
They're becoming the Amazon
There's
of like movies and
there's the
stuff.
classic.
They're like Google too, how like Google owns YouTube. And
Yeah.
all that.
There's the classic meme where it's like Mickey Mouse over Thanos' head, and you see him dropping Fox into the gauntlets,
Oh, yeah.
along with
Lucasfilms.
Lucasfilm, Pixar, and one other one. But it's scarily accurate.
Mhm.
Like they are just acquiring everything.
To be honest, I know it's a quote unquote bad thing, but I don't care. I just want to see the X-Men in the MCU.
Yeah, and it's working. So I mean, because they made
They did a
Marvel-
good
the
job
Marvel
with
movies-
Spider-Man, yeah, so-
and
Yeah.
Spider-Man too.
Yeah.
So
And in a recent article in the Costco Connection of all places, Kevin Feige talked about how when he was asked, "What are you going to do when certain actors, like their contracts expire in the MCU?" and he says specifically like, "We've got 10 years of movies, but there's 50 plus years of comics to pull from."
Oh, that's
And they could even go the route, like, I know it's risky, but making stuff up their own, creating new characters. Maybe not like a whole superhero,
Oh, like
but
okay.
adding like some supporting cast like new. So
Yeah. Maybe another Asian one or two, since
we were talking, me, Jeffrey, and Logan. We're talking.
IRL.
Yeah, we're talking.
We do have conversations outside the podcast.
That's true.
We
We
are
do
people.
occasionally interact with each other.
Not all of them very nice.
But we were talking about how a lot of people are happy to see representation in the MCU due to Black Panther, but that's just one step in reality because there are plenty of races that exist on planet Earth, and black and white aren't the only two races. And unfortunately, between three mega nerds of Marvel, we had trouble with specifically within the movies. Not talking about the shows. Of 8 out of 18 movies, we had trouble. We could barely find. We only really found 3 Asians, and it's just a huge group of people that are underrepresented in movies in general. But in the MCU, they really should represent them more, and it's just something to think about in the future as we move forward. So that's all we really had to say about that.
Racism.
yes.
Back at it again.
So, what's some other news that came out from Comic-Con?
So, in terms of anime, something that was really big, a lot of people are saying this may be like the biggest anime event of the year, is we finally got a full trailer for the new Dragon Ball Super Broly movie.
I thought it looked good. I don't even watch Dragon Ball.
So
I
this
thought it
is
looked good.
probably the most interesting Dragon Ball movie we have yet because of a few things. One, it's got a cool animation. Yeah, it's like different, but it takes place after Dragon Ball Super, and it's the first movie that's canon. So
Yeah, especially with Broly, and Broly's
yeah, a fan
non-canon
favorite character, Broly, is now being made canon, which is really cool because especially in the West, people really like Broly.
Yeah.
And Akira Toriyama is behind the story, which of course means good things. For the most part, I heard recently something that kind of made me sad is that Akira Toriyama actually, a lot of people believe that Vegeta and Gohan are two characters that don't always get their time to shine and really should. And occasionally they both do, but they never beat Goku really in terms of the spotlight.
That's right.
And apparently that's probably never going to happen because Akira Toriyama has some weird thing around the fact that he just loves Goku. And he's indifferent. He specifically said he's indifferent about Vegeta, and I don't know about Gohan. So Goku is going to probably get more transformations in the years to come.
Vegeta's gonna lag behind. Gohan's
Yeah.
just gonna be, around there.
Yeah, apparently originally Gohan was supposed to become the main character of Dragon Ball Z, and you can see this in one of the earlier themes for the Buu Saga. There's a lot of Gohan and almost none of Goku there, and at that point Goku was dead, and Gohan had his spotlight at the end of the Cell Saga. But as we see, Goku came back and became the star again.
Why?
From a perspective of someone who doesn't watch anime, I still know who Goku and Vegeta are. Like, if you showed me a picture, I could point out that's Goku and that's Vegeta. But I have absolutely no idea who Gohan is.
That's the son of Goku. He also has another one named Goten, who's barely ever in there at all.
Yeah,
And then
maybe
young
in the future
Trunks.
when they grow up, but
Maybe. I think we only really got to see them in GT, which is not even canon.
no, we see them in the Buu Saga when they become Gotenks.
No, I mean like older versions of them.
Oh, we only see older versions of them in GT, which everyone knows now that GT is basically non-canon. It is non-canon.
Yeah, it's
so.
not canon. So
Yeah, so really excited to see that in the U.S. It's going to be in theaters January, the English dub. So I'm definitely going to get tickets to see that. I think I'm going to hold off from watching the Japanese dub with English sub because I think I kind of want to watch it in theaters.
English.
I really
Yeah,
want to watch
yeah.
it in theaters
That would be
and
nice.
just like experience it like in theaters. So I'm going to wait on it. In December, it may come out maybe online. It'll leak for the English sub, but I want to see it in theaters, so I'm going to wait on
I
it.
agree with that because like with a lot of anime, there's a lot of really bad dubs. And then for this one especially, like they do really, really good. The English actors are really good. For
A lot of
this.
people say that Dragon Ball Z probably has the best English dub
Oh yeah.
in anime. It doesn't sound as bad as some other.
Hi, I'm Goku.
Likes to beat you.
Want to fight? It's
Kamehameha. Yeah, so I think we got a pretty good San Diego Comic-Con this year, and hopefully we'll be able to cover it for you guys next year.
Yeah.
Another reminder to follow us on Twitter at 7studioAv.
Well,
Visit our website at 7studioav.weebly.com and our Instagram at 7studioav.
there were a few other like minor trailers, like the CW shows.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh,
then-
those
yeah.
those
Yeah.
actually looks good. Arrow looks nice. Arrow looks really good.
Yeah.
Did
Isn't
you
it on
wait,
season
Jeffrey? Did you
7?
finish watching it yet?
Not yet. I'm on season 2 of Arrow.
Okay, cool.
So
That's
far,
the best.
really liking it.
That's the best.
So
season
that
in
is
my
by
opinion.
far the best season. And season 1 of The Flash is probably my favorite season as well.
I think season
I think
2
season 2
of The Flash is my favorite.
you like
yeah.
you like the Zoom?
I like Zoom. Zoom
You like
was
Zoom
good.
better?
Zoom is
Yeah.
I think the ending
like
was
the
just so
apartheid.
good. I just thought the ending was so good.
But then Zoom led to like Savitar and
And that's
all the
when it got
speedsters.
trash.
Savitar was all right. I thought that season wasn't bad. It was still good. Not as good as the other two. And then season 4, in my opinion,
Oh,
was completely
garbage.
terrible. So.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
season 5 will be better.
The only
We
thing
see
I
a
like
lot of. we
It's
see-
looking good. The villain looks really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that it was supposed to be Cicada.
Ooh.
I have no idea what his deal is.
I have no idea who he is either.
Neither do I.
But it looks like a lot of Nora Allen.
Mhm.
Yes,
Daughter.
that's
Who-
what I wanted.
I don't know why they saved that twist for the season finale. Literally,
Yeah.
everyone had predicted that.
Yeah.
As soon as the Earth X crossover was about, they
It
were
was
like,
pretty obvious, like from the first time she showed up at the wedding, I believe, that
Yeah.
who she was.
so. Supergirl also looks pretty good.
Yeah, I kind of fell off with Supergirl. I watched it like up until this most recent was like season 3, I believe, and I stopped halfway. I'll go back and watch it probably, but
Yeah, I haven't watched
kinda fell off.
Any of Supergirl season 2 or 3.
I forget what.
I watched season 1. I like
DC
it.
Legends. I think is just not that good.
It's just It's completely
Yeah.
fallen off for real.
The
It's,
first season wasn't terrible, but
The
Yeah, then
most
the
recent
second
season was
was a
so
stretch.
bad. The finale was. Oh my god! I was like, wait, this is the finale. I was confused because it was just so underwhelming.
Which is
Yeah.
upsetting because when I heard that Reverse Flash was going to be the villain of season 2, I thought that's really cool. That's interesting. They're
Yeah,
playing into
season 2 was
yeah.
probably their best
time
season,
travel.
Yeah.
and it wasn't terrible in my opinion.
But I've heard season 3 wasn't really great.
It wasn't.
Didn't.
It ends with them fighting. Well, they hype up this villain who's like a demon who's like
Yeah,
all
Malice.
powerful.
I saw a clip on YouTube.
But
They
then when-
turn into like a giant stuffed animal.
Well, I'll get to that in a second, but it's just bad because they talk about him as if he's this all-powerful, like, extra-dimensional being, which you'd expect him to have these crazy powers. But when he actually arrives and is, like, summoned or whatever, he's kind of just like this giant CGI demon-looking thing with wings and horns. And it's kind of basic, and he can be affected by, like, physical attacks, which I just thought was stupid. He should be more, like, shouldn't be as easy to touch. And then, yeah, in the end, they fight against this giant stuffed animal, and it's just, it's so stupid.
The CGI isn't that great either.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not that great for any of the DC shows. It's not like they have the fun.
But they shouldn't be trying to have these big CGI fights in
Right.
the
If they
first
don't
place
have
if
them.
they
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
have the
that's right.
budget. Arrow does a good job of that. That's why I like it a
The
lot.
hand-to-hand
Yeah.
stuff is
Yeah.
great in Arrow.
Oh, especially the season 2 with Deathstroke.
I'm looking
Season-
forward to that.
That was nice.
What's Arrow on now? Season 6 what's the
I think it's season
It'll be
7 now.
Season 7. So I've got a lot of watching to do.
Season
Yeah.
7
that's a
is coming
lot.
out next. Season 6 had some really cool stunts. I liked it a lot. So yeah, we'll look forward to that.
Anything else you guys want to talk about? Comic-Con?
I don't think I have anything.
So after all the trailers and stuff, what's the movie you're most hyped for?
Godzilla, definitely Godzilla.
Glass.
Glass?
Personally.
Winnie the Pooh, Robin.
That already came
That's
out,
already-
didn't it?
Damn it!
No, I don't think it came out yet.
I
did
think it
Are you
is.
sure?
Oh,
I
it
think
is?
It's playing in theaters.
Damn it!
I think I'm most hyped for this Shazam movie, but the only thing I'm concerned with is how do you make another movie with someone that's practically on par with Superman, or could potentially be on par with Superman? So it's like, it's debatable on how they want to portray his power, if it's not going to be like the original Superman movie, where he's like destroying everything around him unintentionally, and like people from his home planet came down and have the exact same powers as him, etc. So I just want to see what they do with it and see if they do a good job. I hope they do, because DC has been lacking as of today and probably the next few years.
Venom. Just kidding. I would say Shazam as well. Because I'm really excited to see. So far, the DCU's done a good job with like Wonder Woman and introducing the gods and magic and stuff. So
Right.
I'm excited to see how they go with that. Because that's the one thing that the Marvel Universe was lacking for a long time. Even with, for their fourth movie being Thor, you'd think they'd have introduced magic a little bit better. But for a long time, it was just like, oh, this is just advanced alien technology. It wasn't until like Doctor Strange and stuff that they
Actually,
embrace the magic.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad to see that the DCEU is doing something different. It's doing something new by being like, yeah, there's magic. Look at all this magic.
All right, guys. Look forward to us coming back on a more regular basis in the fall. This is our final episode for the summer. Thanks for listening. We'll see you in 7.
See you in 7.
See you in 7, guys.
see you in 7.